Aloha, welcome to Live Yoga channel. Thank you so much for your patience. I am Terra, this is Evan, and we are so happy to be joining you live in our living room here in the Healing Valley of Manoa. So, go ahead and roll out your mat and find a comfortable cross-legged position. We call this easy pose. So it's all right if your feet aren't close to your pelvis. Just go ahead and sit with a long spine, roll the shoulders down and back. Go ahead and take your palms face up and let the thumbs and the first finger come together. Tilt the chin down ever so slightly and begin to bring your awareness to the breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. Allow your inhalations and your exhalations to grow longer. Giving yourself permission for this next hour and 10-ish minutes to focus inward. Take your energy inward, focus on you. Knowing that there'll be plenty of moments throughout the day to focus on all of the to-dos and everybody else, but this time is for self-care. As you experience the sensations moving through the body, as you expand in your inhalations, go ahead and pause at the top and let that breath circulate in and around you. Exhale slowly through the nostrils, as slow as you can go. Pause at the bottom of the exhalation and feel empty. When you need the breath, simply sip in some more breath through the nostrils. Pausing at the top and the bottom, lengthening your inhalations and especially your exhalations. We'll go ahead, open the eyes and get started with a round of Kapalabhati, skull shining breath. So how this works, it's a forceful exhalation through the nose with a passive inhalation to follow. So as you're focusing on blowing out through the nose, also draw the belly button back towards the spine. So there's a bit of a pumping action. We'll start slowly together and then you'll go at your pace. Inhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Exhale completely. We'll do Kumbha, breath retention. Inhale, half lung of air. Pause. Hold. Press your hands into your thighs. Tuck your chin into your chest. Draw the shoulders up to your ears. And with your eyes closed, gaze in between the eyebrow center and then pull that pelvic floor up as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. Hold the breath for as long as you can. And when you need the breath, simply release the holds, sip in a bit more breath from the nostrils, exhale slowly. Let the breath return to normal. If you have glasses on like me, let's go ahead and remove them. We're going to move to yoga for the eyes, moving only the eyeballs. Keep the head and neck center. Don't move the shoulders. Go ahead and we're going to gaze forward. On your next inhale, as you exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look look down, center. Another breath in, exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Now, instead of stretching the eyes, let's go ahead and focus the eyes. Take the right arm out, take the first finger up towards the ceiling, so you want it not too high, not too low. Take your gaze to the fingertip, and then gently begin to bend the elbow, and without blinking, do your best to bring the fingertip to the nose, staring at the fingertip. Keep your gaze on the fingertip as you take it back out slowly. And then when the elbow's straight, look past the finger. Take your gaze back to the fingertip, and again, no blinking. Slowly gaze at the fingertip. Take it back out slowly. When the elbow's extended, look past the finger. Last time, best time. Gaze to the fingertip. Strengthening the rods and the cones of the retinas. So very grateful for this gift of sight to see. When the elbow's straight, look past the finger. Release the hands. Rub the palms together. Building some healing mana, some healing energy. Take the right palm, cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm, cup it over the left eye. Do your best to not let any ray of light through the fingertips or the palms. And then gaze into the abyss, the black abyss of your palms. Sending healing energy to these eyes. So very grateful for this gift of vision. Go ahead and release your hands. Replace your eyeglasses if you have. Interlace those palms. Press the palms away from you. And then take the hands up overhead. Adjust the shoulders so you can pull them down. And then you want the ears parallel to the biceps as best as you can. Press through the palms and then bring the chin down ever so slightly so the back of the neck is long. Breathe all along the side body, really extending through the side ribs. Find some ease in the gentle expansion and contraction as you breathe slowly here. We'll utilize this as our guide throughout our practice. If we feel constricted in our breath, we're making funny faces, this is a tip to back off some. If we're feeling ease and comfortable in our breath and we feel confident to move forward, we can go ahead and try the variations that I offer throughout class. So go ahead and take the backs of the palms to touch, take the right hand over the left, bend the elbows, draw the hands in towards the chest, and then back out again to your degree. Maybe you could go quarter of the way, maybe you could go halfway, maybe you could even go all the way. But we're warming up from our fingertips to our wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Breathing slowly here. Inhale, bring your hands back towards the center. We're going to switch sides, honoring that we may feel completely different on this side. So to your degree, everybody's different, and this can change from day to day. Take your hands out slowly, as far as you can go. Breathing gently here. Go ahead and release your hands. Shake out the wrists. We're going to scoot back on our mat and extend those legs out in front. So Dandasana stick pose. Go ahead and remove the excess flesh from the sits bones. Toes are up towards the sky. You can take your hands to your side for support. We're going to start with yoga for the toes. We're going to do toe cranks, moving only our toes. Forward and back for 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4 release, 5 release, 6 and hold. Go ahead and release. Take the right foot over the left. And just like we did earlier, we're going to interlace our toes. Go for 1 toe, maybe 2 toes. 3 toes is fantastic. 4 is magnificent. Have some fun with it. But wherever you get to, even if it's just 1 toe, interlace and then squeeze. What we're doing here is we're waking up the nerve endings from all the way from the tips of the toes all the way up to the sciatica, which is a major nerve inside of our body. Go ahead and release. We'll switch to the other side, having some fun with it. 3 toes, 4 toes, and 5 toes. And stay positive with this. In the spirit of the yogis, we give our effort, we stay calm, and then we also see ourselves positive in the future, saying maybe next week, maybe next month. Let's have a smile and squeeze. Go ahead and release. Let's continue warming up, waking up the vayus in our ankles. So we're going to move the feet forward and back for 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4 release, 5 release, 6 and hold. Go ahead and release. Let's make circles with our ankles first clockwise for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go opposite direction. Warming up the knees. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Take your hands underneath of your knee. Grab onto the elbows. Sit tall. Draw the knee in towards your chest, and then let's make circles with the knees. First clockwise. 5 and 6, and then opposite direction. Extend the leg out in front of you. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Sit tall. We'll make circles first clockwise. In opposite direction. We're going to come to sit up at the front of the mat. We're going to warm up our major muscles in the front of the legs, the quadriceps. So take your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. Take your left ankle on the outside of your left hip. And then begin to walk your body back. And perhaps this is plenty for you. Feel a nice big opening here in that left quadricep. Maybe you can even put your elbows down on the ground and rest on your forearms and let your head drop back. If this is doable for you, perhaps you have the privilege to take your spine all the way onto the floor, take your arms up overhead, and breathe slowly. This should feel good. Wherever you are today, find a smile on the face. Breathe gently. Let's bring the hands down back by the side. Help the body up slowly. And then we're going to switch to the other side. As you'll hear me continue to say, we're going to honor that we may feel completely different on this side. So I'm pretty tight on this hip. So I'm going to take it back slowly. And just listen to my body. Listen to my breath. I can even take a few breaths in each variation to see and to feel my body open up. It happens with the long, slow breaths. Take the hands back down beside you. Help the body upright. Together we're going to meet up at the top of our mats. Feet together. Knees together. Roll the shoulders up and back. Feel yourself plug into the earth. You're standing now. Visualize as if you have roots underneath of your feet growing into the earth below you, whether you're on the floor, outside, or on the 18th floor of a building. Just feel this energetic pull that keeps us grounded, gravity. Keeps us drawn towards the center of the earth. So as we move about this earth plane that's spinning in space around the sun, we're able to have this human experience. We're going to move into our Surya Namaskar, which is respects to the sun. So as we stand here rooted into the earth, let us also grow tall and visualize our long spine. And take that space in between the eyebrow center with your eyes closed. Gaze there and visualize the last most beautiful sunrise or sunset you've witnessed. Honoring the gifts that each of us receive on a daily basis from the Almighty Sun. We'll move through the next round of sun salutations with our breath as our guide. Go ahead and inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart center. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward, body in half. Now this is our first stretch of the morning. Please no overstretching. If it feels tight behind your hamstrings, by all means, take a little bit of bend in between, in the knees. Let the body hang. Feel the weight move towards the balls of the feet. Let your head hang heavy. Perhaps you can have your hands on your ankles, maybe your shins, the backs of your calves. Perhaps you can bring your fingertips to the earth. Maybe you even have the privilege to bring your palms to the earth and take your fingertips facing backwards towards the ankles. To your degree, breathe slowly. Pressing the backs of the knees, backs toward the wall, the sits bones up towards the ceilings. Take your fingertips facing forward, bend the knees gently. Take the left leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. We're going to inhale, lift the torso up, roll the shoulders up and back as we lunge into that front right knee. Ashwashan Shalanasana, equestrian pose. So the arms are hanging down by the side of gravity. Our chest is up towards the ceiling. We're taking our right knee and bending it in towards the midline of the body. This helps with our balance. And then take your gaze up on the ceiling as far back as you can as you're able to breathe slowly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the mat, tuck the back toes. Exhale, send the right leg back to meet the left. Mountain pose. Now in the West, we call this downward facing dog. In the East, where our teacher's from, the Himalayas, they refer to this as mountain pose. The body is shaped like Mount Everest. So we're pressing down evenly into all 4 corners on both hands of the palms. Take your heels and reach them towards the earth evenly. It's okay if your heels don't touch the ground. You're sending your sits bones up towards the ceiling. Turn the elbows, the inner elbows in towards one another. See if you can roll the shoulders down the back so that the armpits are facing one another. Your head and neck are heavy. Let them hang. Your breath is slow. Bottom of your next exhalation, we're going to drop to knees, chest, and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb pose. So 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, chest, and chin. We're up on the fingertips. Squeeze those elbows in towards the body as you gaze down the nostrils. Nasikara Mudra. The belly is up off the floor. The bottom of the exhalation, bring your hands to the earth. Let your belly come down to the earth. Slide your legs. Bring the tops of the feet to the earth. And then as we inhale, come into Sphinx, making our way towards Cobra. But Sphinx now, so we're on our forearms. Lift the head. Take the gaze in between the eyebrows and up at the ceiling as far back as can. Tops of the feet are on the earth. The bum is soft. Breathing slowly. After you exhale, drop the head, bring the hands underneath of your shoulders, tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift back into mountain pose. Inhale deeply, open the mouth and let out a nice exhale. Let all the breath out. Keep the breath out. And then yoga for the organs. We're going to lift the belly button up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Keep all the breath out. We're massaging the stomach, the spleen, the intestines, the liver. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go ahead and pause with the up, down. Breathe slowly through the nose. Take the left foot in between the hands. Drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. We're going to inhale, lift the torso, roll the shoulders back, let them hang as we lunge into that front left knee. Take the gaze up towards the heavens. Ashwashan Shalanasana. We're warming up, waking up the Grankies, the stagnant energies from our sleep. Release the hands, tuck the toes. As you exhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left. Forward fold. The body's starting to warm up here. You may be able to stretch a little bit further. Maybe you can bring your hands down to your ankles. Maybe now you can even bring your fingertips to the earth. You can bring your hands to the earth. Palms down, fingertips back towards your ankles. You have the privilege to bend the elbows and use the strength of your arms to pull the chest closer to the thighs. Release the hands. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Look up and back. And then exhale, hands through prayer position at the heart. Release to the side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. Let's do the same thing on the other side. This time moving 12 postures, 12 breaths. Inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, arms up overhead, look up and back. Exhale, fold forward, body in half. Bend the knees, right leg back, drop to the knee, top of the foot. Inhale, Ashwashan Shalanasana. Release the hands. Exhale, left leg back. Parvokonasana. The bottom of the exhalation, hold the breath out. Drop to the knees, chest and chin. Gazing down the nostrils, elbows in close. Release the hands to the mat, drop the belly to the mat. Inhale. Palms in close, elbows in close, cobra, butt soft. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, press the chest back. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the top of the knee and the top of the foot as we inhale, Ashwashan Shalanasana. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the toes, exhale, body in half. Take your arms together, inhale, up and overhead. Back through prayer position at the heart. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. As we plug our feet into the earth and we feel rooted, connected to this earth plane. Let's take our inner awareness, that space in between the eyebrow center, and focus on the other celestial body moving around this planet, the almighty moon. I want you to remember the last most beautiful moon you've seen in the night sky. We're just coming past a full moon energy. And the yogis believe and practice just like the phases of the moon impact the tides and the waters of the planet Earth, that we too are impacted by the tides from our inner waters, all of the fluids, the lymph, the blood, the waters of our bodies. So we move through Chandra Namaskar to pay respects to the moon and make the mind, tame the mind and make it our very best friend. So we'll move through Chandra Namaskar, similar to before, changing fourth and ninth postures. Inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, look up and back. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the waist. Body in half. Bend the knees, take the left leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. This time as we inhale, lift the torso, bring the hands through a prayer position at the heart. And then take your arms overhead, whether steeple or parallel. If you have a shoulder or neck injury, it may feel better to have your arms parallel. Lunge into that front knee and then take your gaze in between the eyebrow center up towards the heavens. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, tuck the toes. Exhale, send that right leg back. Parvalkonasana. Notice that one heel wants to move towards the earth more than the other. See if you can move both heels evenly towards the earth. Notice that one knee wants to press back more to the wall behind you. See if you can press back both knees evenly. The bottom of the exhalation, we're going to drop to our knees, chest and chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Drop the belly, slide the legs back. Inhale, Cobra. Keep the butt soft. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, press the chest back. Parvalkonasana. Take the left foot in between the hands, drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. Inhale, the hands through prayer position. Crescent moon position. Lunging into that front knee. Take the chest up and back. Smile on the face. If you're having trouble breathing, back off some. Release the hands. Tuck the toes. Exhale, bring the right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, take the hands together, up overhead. Exhale, through prayer position at the heart. Release your hands to the side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. We'll do the same thing on the other side, this time moving through 12 breaths. Inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up and back. Exhale, fold forward, body in. Bend the knees, right leg back. Inhale, crescent moon position. Exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the toes, take the left leg back, Parvalkonasana. Bottom of the exhalation, hold the breath out, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, Cobra. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Exhale, Parvalkonasana. Right foot in between the hands, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. Release the hands, tuck the toes. Exhale, body in half. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, prayer position. Release the hands to the side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose, slowly. Exhale gently. Let the breath return to normal. Let's take our inner gaze and notice that the body already is starting to warm up. See if you can find the beating of the heart. The heart's beating a little bit more faster than when we first started our practice. The shoulders are more aligned, the hips more aligned. The elbows and knees and ankles are more even. Using the earth's elements to relieve our body. Let's go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to move into our first asana of today, chair position. So we'll bring our feet and knees together. And we're going to take our hands to the heart. Go ahead and take the arms up overhead, and similar to what we were talking about earlier, if you have a neck or back injury and you feel like keeping your arms parallel, that's totally fine. But we're going for keeping our arms, biceps parallel to the ears. Squeezing the knees and ankles together, begin to sit down as if you're sitting in a chair. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. The side ribs are long. The chin is parallel to the floor. So then your gaze, though, your gaze is in between the eyebrow center and up towards the heavens. Sit down a little bit further. In the final pose, you're listening to the symphony of your breath. Go ahead and lift the toes up off the mat, just the toes. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Sit down a little bit further. 2 and 1. Inhale, extend. Release the hands back behind you. We're going to interlace those hands and immediately draw those arms down the back of the legs. Open up the chest and then fold forward in Dvi Konasana, a counter pose to our chair position. So you're going to take the hands as far away from the low back as you can. Bring the weight towards the balls of the feet, taking the sits bones up towards the heavens. Let gravity work for you here. Release your hands to the low back, bend the knees. We're going to inhale, roll on all the way up. Bring the hands to prayer position. We're going to continue with our chair series, and we're going to move to an internal massage of the digestive organs. We spend so much time putting things on the outside of our body and making sure we look good out here. Let's take some care of the innards. Hands in prayer position, knees and ankles together. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to sit down and take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press into the palms, twist the head and neck, look over the right shoulder. Briefly glance down to make sure that your toes are aligned, and then take your gaze over your right shoulder. Press the palms together. And breathe slowly. You can stay here. You can also keep that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Take your fingertips to the earth. You can take your right arm up towards the heavens. Open up that shoulder, look up. Sit down a little bit further. You can stay here. You can also bend that right elbow. Take the right hand on the outside of the left hip. Look over your right shoulder even further. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Bring the hands back up through prayer position. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. We'll do the other side, this time bringing the energy and awareness to the almighty liver, that hardest working internal detoxification organ. Inhale. As we exhale, bend the knees, take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Twist from the spine, turning the head and neck, stack the shoulders, look over the left shoulder. Glance down to make sure that your head and feet are in alignment. Breathe slowly. You can stay here. You can also keep that right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Take your right fingertips to the earth. Your left hand up towards the heavens. Twist the head and neck. Look up past your fingertips. You can also bend that elbow and take your right hand on the outside of the right hip. If you have a bind and that's available for it, go for it. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to prayer position. Exhale slowly. The breath return to normal. We're going to take a step back on our mat. So we move from chair series to table series. So we're going to take our hands into prayer position. Take the arms up overhead, parallel or steeple, and then bend the body in half, 90 degrees. So you're sturdy like a table. Reach through the fingertips. The biceps are parallel to the ears. You're looking down directly from your nose onto the mat. You're breathing slowly. The belly's engaged, so your belly button's back towards the spine. Your side ribs are long. Reach, reach, reach through those fingertips. Press back to the back wall through your sits bones. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, reach, reach, reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to prayer position at the heart, bend the knees. Create a sturdy foundation in that left foot. Take the right foot back behind us. Keep the hips and shoulders square here. Really getting strong here. This is a balance pose. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. From here, you can stay here. You can also take your arms up overhead and reach through those fingertips through the front wall. Your breath is slow and steady here. For 5, 4, lift, lift, lift that back leg. 2, and 1. Hands through prayer position. We're going to pendulum. Bring that right foot through and up. See if you can get those right toes about as high as your hip bones. You can do it. Smile at the shake of the leg, knowing it's only going to last for a while. 2, and 1. Go ahead and shake it out. Good job, yogis. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to bend the knees, create a strong foundation in that right leg. Hands to prayer position at the heart, pendulum. Exhale forward, send that left leg back behind us. Hips and shoulders are square. You can keep your hands at your heart. You can also bring them up overhead. Reach through the fingertips all the way towards the front wall. Press back powerfully through your heel. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through prayer. Swing it on through. Lift that left leg. Lift those toes a little bit higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, yogis. Shake out the legs. Oh. You should see these pretty flowers. We're going to come to swaying tree. So take your legs as wide as they'll go on the sticky mat. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist. Extend that left arm up overhead. Send the left hip out to the side. Tug, tug, tug. Pull on that left wrist over to the right side. And then take your gaze. Look up past your left bicep. See if you can move your right armpit slightly more forward than the left. And breathe slowly. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to switch sides. Breathing can feel challenging here, so we're taking small sips of oxygen. Inhale, lengthen. Shoot out your hips. Pull, pull, pull. And then make the adjustments. Look past your right bicep. Take your left armpit more forward than the right. Really extending to the side ribs. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale, release. We're going to bring our legs together, the feet about 5 inches apart. Inhale, the arms up overhead, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, body in half. Now this is hand to feet position. So what we're going to do is, if you are still feeling tight behind the hamstrings, simply hold on to your shins or the backs of your ankles. If you're warming up and you're able to get your fingers underneath of your toes, just press down from the balls of your feet. Perhaps you have the privilege to get your palms completely under your feet, and you can even massage your wrists with your toes. Let your head hang heavy. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Let the top of the head grow towards the top of the feet. If you have the privilege to have your hands underneath your feet, you can let your elbows bend and use the strength of your arms to draw your chest closer to the thighs. Bring the weight into the balls of the feet. Breathe slowly. Release the hands. We're going to, if you had your hands on your shins, your ankles, stay there. Everybody else, we're going to take our peace fingers and wrap them, our peace fingers and our thumb, wrap them around that big toe mound, and then press down underneath your big toe mound. Inhale, straighten the arms. We're going to look up. See if you can notice where the floor and the wall in front of you come together. Perhaps you can look a quarter of the way up the wall, halfway up the wall. Maybe you can even look up where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you. Breathe slowly. Getting a nice upper back bend stretch here. Go ahead and release your head and neck, bend the knees. We're going to walk our feet out a little bit wider than hips distance, bend the knees. We're going to let the head continue to hang, bend the hips, bend the knees. We're going to take our arms out wide, and we're going to wrap them around the backs of our knees, and then bring your hands through to the back sides of your head. See if you can maybe you can take your hands to your ears. Maybe you can get your hands to the back of your head and your fingers can touch. I can just get my hands to my ears. But then begin to straighten the legs. Send your sits bones up towards the ceiling. It should feel really good. Lift your toes up off the mat, just your toes. Release your hands. Take your hands back to the mat, and let's everybody walk back and knee into Parvakonasana, mountain pose. Press both heels down towards the earth. Bend the right knee, send the left heel towards the earth. Straighten the right elbow. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, send your right ankle to the earth, straighten your left elbow. Straighten both knees, see if you can take both heels back towards the earth evenly. Go ahead and lift your left leg. Keep the big toe in alignment with the midline of the body. Press down evenly through all 4 corners of both hands. Lift your left leg a little bit higher, pressing through the heel. Lengthen the back, the right hamstring. Exhale, swing it on through as we prepare for Virabhadrasana 1. Take your right ankle, right heel to the earth. We're going to inhale the torso up. Bring the hips and the shoulders square towards the front of the room. Take your hands through prayer position as we lunge into that front leg. Take your arms up overhead. So find the hand position that works for you. But similar, we're taking this right armpit slightly more forward than the left. Bend into that front knee. The back leg, the right quadricep is engaged. So we're lifting that back right knee, taking care of all the joints and muscles. Lunge a little bit more. Breathing slowly here. The gaze is in between your eyebrow center up towards the heavens. For 2 and 1. Inhale. Let's open up and transform the skeletal system to Virabhadrasana 2. So we're going to open up the hips and the shoulders to the side wall. I like to move my foot back a few inches. Lunge into that front knee. Take a glance back briefly to make sure that my front and back arms are same height. And then turn the head and neck down the left arm. Look down past the fingertips. Breathe slowly. I'm going to inhale the right arm forward into Avaya Virabhadrasana. So take that right arm forward, lunge into that front leg. Keep the belly from collapsing on that front thigh. Reach through the fingers. Gaze is in between your eyebrow center. Release the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Open up the chest. Take the right arm up towards the heavens. I like to move my right foot back some so I can really drop the pelvis. We're getting a nice massage at the base of the brainstem. You can stay here. You can also bend that right elbow. Take your right hand to the back of your left hip. Perhaps you can also find your bind. Take your left hand off of the mat and underneath your left thigh. Grab onto your fingertips or your wrist. Open up the chest. Look up. Breathe slowly. Release your hands to the mat, drop to the knee. We're going to heel toe. Our left leg off the mat. Let's move into Kandanyasa, which is an arm balance. We're going to take our hands underneath of our shoulders in push-up position. As we bring our weight forward, notice first there's a space in that left elbow to hook into that left inner thigh. Press into the palms, bring the weight forward. Walk that right knee back, and as we bring the right elbow to meet the body, it can hook right in there in the hip bone. And then I've got my big toes on the mat, and I can begin to lift. Lift your toes up off the mat and balance on the hands. Have some fun with it. Give it a few tries. A is for attempt, and then B is for balasana. So after you've given it a few tries, I want everybody to meet in child's pose. Take your hips to your ankles. Take your forehead to the mat. Take a nice long breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. See if you can find the beating of your heart. You should visualize a healthy heart about the size of your fist, sitting in the middle of the chest. Visualize the lungs back behind, around the heart, the left lung and the right lung. With each sip of oxygen, we're taking it in through the nostrils and down the trachea to the lungs, where the lower lobes, the middle lobes, the upper lobes are purifying and ventilating this fresh oxygen and then sending it off to the healthy heart. Where then this fresh oxygen mingles with the blood, and then the blood, the aortas and the ventricles and the auricles send fresh blood and oxygen to every cell of the body. So very, very grateful for the circulatory system, the respiratory system. Such an amazing human organism. So much is working without us even having to think about it. Sending some appreciation to your heart and your lungs. So very grateful for a healthy heart. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to move back up. We'll meet in Parvokonasana to do the same thing on our solar side, our right side, our masculine side. That last part was working on our feminine lunar side. So this time in Parvokonasana, we're going to bend the right knee. And then take the right leg up behind us. Press through the left heel, straighten the left leg, straighten the left arm, lift that right leg a little bit higher, keep the hips and shoulders square, and then exhale, swing it on through, take the left heel to the earth, toes are at about 10 p.m. As we inhale and find our warrior one position, take the arms, we're going to lunge into that front leg, take the arms through prayer position, and then overhead. Hips and shoulders are facing the front of the room. Try and get that left armpit slightly more forward than the right. Reach, reach, reach towards the heavens. And then take your gaze in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale, transform the skeletal system, open up to the side wall. Take that left leg back a few inches. Hips and shoulders are open. Glance back to the left arm. Twist the head and neck to look past the right fingers. And then lunge into that front leg. Virabhadrasana 2. Keep the left arm up to meet the right. Lunge into that front leg, Avaya Virabhadrasana. Fearless warrior. Smile at the shape of the leg, knowing it's only going to last for a while. Reach, reach, reach to those hands. Exhale, bring the right hand down on the inside of that right foot. Open up the chest. Maybe wiggle those toes back a few inches on the left foot. Take the left arm up towards the heavens. Look up towards the fingers. You can stay here, or if you want to take your left hand to the outside of your right hip, or if you have a bind in your practice today. This is your practice. You're taking really good care of you. Release your hands, drop to the knee, heel toe, heel toe. Take your hands underneath of your shoulders. Let's do Khandanyasa on this side. So bend the elbows and find that hook into your right inner thigh. And then bring your weight forward and hook that left elbow into your left hip bone. Give it a few tries. Just open. Oh, okay. And then we'll find our way back into Balasana. Take your hips to the earth. Take your forehead to the earth, your arms back. Down by your side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. This time I'd like you to visualize your brain sitting in your skull as your skull rests onto the mat. Visualize your brain connected to the brain stem, which is at the top of the spinal column. The spinal column reaching all the way down to the tailbone. And all the nerves that move through the spinal column to all the muscles. You're hearing my voice with your auditory nerves through your ears that are then connected to the brain. And your intellect is making sense of my words, and then you're telling your muscles and your body how to move and open and stretch and strengthen. So very grateful for this nervous system and this incredible, amazing human organism that we are. So very grateful for this gift of sight and intellect, and ability to feel. So grateful for the sensory experience. When you're ready, let's everybody, we're going to come and meet into tabletop position. Hands underneath of our shoulders, knees underneath of our hips. We're going to, at your pace, drop the belly, stick out the sit bones. Inhale, take your gaze up towards the heavens. Exhale, round everything. We'll do this a few rounds. How slow can you go at your pace? Inhale, drop the belly, look up, stick out the sits bones. Exhale, round everything, tuck the belly button in towards the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, shoulders to the ears. 2 more times at your pace. After your next time, let's everybody meet in center. So the head and neck is long. You're looking down at the mat underneath of your nose. Go ahead and lift your left leg up off the mat. Press back through the heel. Take your right arm up. Reach towards the front of the room as if you're reaching to shake my hand. So you're pressing back through your left heel and you're reaching through your right fingertips. Your entire core is engaged. You're strong here. You can stay here. If you'd like to take it to the next step, bend your left knee. Take your right arm back. Grab onto the ankle. Lift. Kick that foot away from you. And then to make it even more of a balanced pose, look over that right shoulder towards your left ankle. Smile and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out. Make some adjustments. This time, lift your right leg up off the mat. Press through the heel. Big toes in alignment with the midline of the body. Take the left arm up. Reach through those fingertips towards the front of the room. The bicep is parallel to the ear. Engage the core, so we're strengthening the spine here too. You can stay here. You can also bend that knee, grab onto the ankle. Begin to kick that foot away from you, and then look up over the left shoulder towards the right ankle. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to fall. Have some fun with it. And then go ahead and release. We're going to walk our hands back. We're going to find our squats position. It's okay if your heels don't touch the earth. We're going to offer some variations. You can sit back, press your elbows into your knees, and then from this place we can do some variations. We can stretch and twist open. We can also practice our arm balances. So we're going to move into crow pose. So coming up on the tippy toes, we're going to take our hands to the mat about shoulder distance in like push-up position. And so I can lift my hips up. And what I'm going to do here, I'll come to the side. I'm going to bend my elbows, lift my hips, and then take those knees into the back of the triceps. Lift up a little bit further, and then what I'm doing is I'm making 90-degree angles with my arms, and then I'm resting. I'm making like shells to rest my knees on, and then begin to play with moving your weight forward, and then lifting one toe off the mat and the other. Give it a few tries. Perhaps you can go straight into headstand if you have crow headstand safely in the middle of the room. Have some fun with it. Again, keeping a positive mindset, maybe next week, maybe next month. Give it a few tries. And then let's everybody come down. And if you have a baggy shirt and that you're wearing, like Evan, go ahead and tuck it into your shorts. We're going to move into our inversion practice. So if you have the headstand practice in the middle of the room and you feel safe and comfortable doing that, by all means, choose which variation works for you. If you have a headstand practice safely at the wall, you can do that as well too. The rest of us are going to do Sharvangasana, shoulder stand, queen pose. So Evan's going to go ahead and demonstrate this. So we'll have you lie on your back. Take your legs up towards the heavens. And you're going to bring your elbows in close and then take your hands to your low back. So you're actually supporting your low back. Try and bring your elbows in as close as you can. And your fingers are up towards the ceiling. Your ankles and your big toes are together. Your chin is in towards your chest. And then your gaze is in between your big toes. Your breath is slow and steady. All the organs in your body are smiling right now as we're reversing the blood flow. Every organ is getting a nice internal wash. Speaking of gravity that is drawing us towards the center of the earth when we're walking around in our day-to-day, it's always drawing down. So when we invite inversions into our day-to-day practice, we're switching up the blood flow. It's refreshing to all of our systems. It helps to clear the brain, mental fog, brings in energy. Fountain of youth, these inversions. So from here, you can take your legs wide, whether you're in shoulder stand or headstand. Go ahead and bring your feet back together. Let your left foot come overhead towards the floor. It's okay if the foot doesn't touch the floor. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Let's bring your right foot up to meet the left. If you're in headstand, do any variation that works for you. If you're in shoulder stand, let's take both legs overhead. We'll come into halasana. If your feet touch the ground, you can take your arms away from your low back. You can interlace your hands and draw them down towards the floor. You should feel good in the shoulders. Make sure you're breathing. Go ahead and release your hands to your low back. Let your knees splay to the side. And we're going to roll out of this gently, one vertebrae at a time. If you're in headstand position, draw your knees together and come down. Use your core as slow as you can go. All of us, we're going to meet lying on our back. We're going to prepare for fish pose. Go ahead and take your hands to the side. Let your head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. Take your palms underneath of take your palms down, bring them under your bum. We're going to lift your head and chest up off the floor and come to rest on your forearms. So inhale, lift your chest, the top of your head. And then you're pointing, bring your big toes together and you're pointing down. Fish position. This helps to release the stress from the head and neck from our inversion practice. The final part of the pose is to take the lower set of teeth past the upper set of teeth. Breathe slowly. Let's go ahead and release. So we'll release our hands, release our head, take our arms out to the side, shake your feet out, let your head and neck rock from side to side, and back to center again. Take your arms alongside you, palms facing down. Let's move into bridge pose. So bring the feet together, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Bring them as close as you can to the buttocks, and then palms facing down. Inhale, press into those feet, lift those hips up away from the mat. You can reach your fingertips towards your heels. You can also interlace your hands underneath of your low back if that feels available for you. Your chin is in your chest. You're breathing slowly here. You can stay here, or if you have a full chakrasana wheel pose in your practice, you can release your hands, take your arms up overhead. Inhale, press into those palms, lift the body up and away for a full spinal expression. Go ahead and exhale, come down. Whatever position you're in, we'll bring your vertebrae down back onto the mat one at a time. Extend your legs, shake your head from side to side, back to center a couple times. Let's take the left foot, the sole of the left foot, and put it on the right thigh. We're going to get ready for spinal twist. If you have an eagle pose available, you can do that by all means. Otherwise, we're going to send the right arm out. Both of your arms are out like a T, palms facing down from your shoulders. And then you can take that right arm to your left thigh as you bring your left leg over your right side. And then turn the head and neck to look down. That left arm, palm facing down if you can. Let's go ahead and release the twist from that side. Come back to center, extend the left leg out. And we'll either bring the sole of the right foot into the left thigh, or we'll do eagle pose on the other side. Take your left hand to your right thigh and help guide it over the left side of the body. Turn your head and neck to look down your right fingertips. I'm going to release the pose. Gently begin to unwind. Extend the legs. Shake it out. And then let's everybody prepare for our final resting position, Shavasana, corpse pose. So take your arms out to the side about 8 to 10 inches from your hips, palms facing up. Let your feet splay out to the side about 10 or 12 inches away from each other, whatever's comfortable for you, a little bit wider than hips distance. Let the feet fall to the side. I'll go ahead and lead us through an active relaxation. Go ahead and lift the left leg up off the mat 2 inches. You're going to point the toes, flex the calf, tighten the quad, and let the foot flop. Lift the right foot up off the mat 2 inches, point, flex, flop. We're going to inhale, squeeze the buttocks and tighten the belly button down towards the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, relax the entire hips and pelvis. Your next inhalation, take that breath all the way up the side ribs. Bring the breath all the way up to the chest and the head and neck. Exhale, open the mouth, let out a nice. Close the mouth, return the breath to normal through the nostrils. Go ahead and make a fist with the left hand. Lift it up 2 inches up off the mat. Squeeze, tighten the arm, and then let it flop. Relax completely. Make a fist with the right arm. Squeeze, lift it up 2 inches up off the mat. Tighten the fist and the wrist, and then let it flop. Take the chin into the chest, chin into the chest, chin into the chest. Keep the back of the head on the floor. Relax the chin. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center a couple times. As you inhale, bring all of the energy up into the mouth, the ears, squeeze the jaws, tighten the forehead, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, open the mouth, let out a nice lion's breaths and relax the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale, draw the energy up to your forehead. Squeeze your forehead, tighten your eyes, squeeze your ears. Visualize squeezing every hair on your head, and then let it soften. Let your breath return to normal. Take your inner gaze to your upper lip, that space just below your nostrils, as you witness again the breath moving in and out of the nose. This time, let's remain the observer, trying not to change a thing, simply witness. Next, bring your awareness to the navel center. And again, without trying to change anything, simply observe the gentle rise and fall of the natural belly as you breathe. It's the diaphragm. Inhale, navel up. Exhale, navel down. And see if you can witness it. Allow yourself to be completely relaxed. We move through our asana practice, calling on the mode of rajas, passion. And in the spirit of the yogis, we bring ourselves to stillness, relaxation. Open up to the receptivity in and around each of our miraculous cells that form this amazing human organism. Let's begin to draw the awareness back into the physical. As we breathe deeply, allowing our belly to fill up with air, all the way up towards the head. Exhale slowly. Begin to take your thumb and touch each fingertip, wiggle your toes. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can take your arms up overhead, stretch long into this new moment. Like a kitty cat waking up from a cat nap. Take your arms up overhead. Perhaps you'd like to stretch one side of the body, then the other side of the body. You're gonna roll over and everybody pause on the right side, taking your right arm as a pillow, take your left hand to your belly. Just offer some appreciation to you for showing up, rolling out the mat, and practicing with us. Building our self-care and self-love. The yogis believe that the heart governs the emotion of love. So for each breath that we've been consciously taking for our practice, we've been penetrating love, self-love to every cell of our body. So very grateful for our practice. As you're ready, you can take that left palm, press it into the earth, and help the body upright. We're going to find our way to a comfortable seated position, facing forward, just like we started. Let the spine be tall. Let the elbows hang heavy underneath of the shoulders. And as you breathe gently in and out of the nostrils, simply take notice to how much more relaxed and tranquil the mind is, how much more even we are in our bodies, our shoulders, our hips, our knees, our elbows. Just acknowledging that this practice works, and we get to take this out into our day. What an honor it is to practice with you. Let's take our hands out wide. Inhale. All the mana, all the goodness, all the aloha. Take the hands in prayer position over the head. And bring those hands down towards the heart. Go ahead and bow to the heart space. When the light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. We are so happy to share this practice with you. Appreciate the support. Please subscribe, smash that like button, send us a comment. Let us know what you'd like more of. I'm Terra. This is Evan. We are Live Yoga Channel. We're going to be doing more live practices with you. Stay tuned for Trust Your Gut Club and the Chair Yoga series. So have a beautiful day. Aloha from the beautiful island of Oahu. Aloha.